What the hell's going on, people? This is Periodic, and you see the title of the video. We are jumping back into Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and I want to talk about today how everyone may be completely safe from bans if they decide to mod Dokkan Battle.
I shut it down wherever power is stored. Being real is in the past, watching cowards get on. It ain't kill me, so it's making me stronger. And these bite-sized rappers now sensing my home.
So we're over here on the Dokkan Reddit, and ThievingSix actually made a post a few days ago, and no one really talked about it, which is nuts to me. But I really want to cover this in detail and give this post the attention that it deserves. And so we're actually going to read out the whole thing. And if you don't know who ThievingSix is, he's been a big person in the modding community, being involved in a bunch of different things. So we're going to go over this really well-written post, and it covers everything that Safetynet is doing, what it is supposed to do, what it can't do, and what Bandai Namco has been using it for, right? And in the end, we'll kind of put our own assumption on the future of Dokkan Battle and Safetynet and all those things. So let's go over it. Information on Safetynet, recent JP pop-up warnings, and other info. So if you guys don't play JP, you won't know this, but on JP, there's like these pop-ups talking about Safetynet. So anyway, let's go ahead. This applies to both Japan and global. Japan is just a bit further ahead, obviously, with notifications. So what is Safetynet? In case you don't know what Safetynet is an anti-abuse service that allows app developers to assess the Android device their app is running on. It should be used as part of your abuse detection system to help determine whether your servers are interacting with your genuine app running on a genuine Android device. So what does that mean? It means that Safetynet is a service that runs alongside of the game, and what it's doing is it's looking at what the device you're using is, and it says, okay, is this app the legitimate app that was downloaded off of the Play Store? Check mark, it is. Is this a actual phone or tablet? Check mark, it is. If none of those things are correct, then it gives a big X, right? Safetynet works on virtually all devices, all the way from Android 2.3 and up. Dokkan needs to have 4.4 on it. The way Android backwards compatibility works, Safetynet will continue to work on all new devices as well. So let's just scroll down. Device check. So this is one of their systems that Safetynet does. Someone who modifies your app and distributes it across outside the App Store can add unauthorized features like game cheats, ad removal, access to premium content. The app attest service gives your app a way to assert its validity so that your server can more confidently provide access to sensitive resources. You use the app attest service class to generate a special cryptographic key on the device and have Apple attest to the validity of that key. You then use that key to assert the validity of your app whenever you request sensitive data from your server. So it's pretty much saying like, hey, what we'll do is we check to make sure that the system that is being run is the right system, the right app is downloaded, the right phone is being used. Because if not, that means that they could be downloading and modifying the game and doing whatever they want to it. So device check needs iOS 11 and up, and app attest requires iOS 14 and up. Dokkan does not currently implement app attest, just device tokens. Okay, so let's go into the summary of what ThievingSix says here. Safetynet and device check. By the way, Safetynet is Android, device check is Apple. Gives app developers a way to try and detect. I'm going to say that again. Gives developers a way to try and detect users from accessing sensitive app data or from modifying the app. Detect, not prevent. So it is not a block. This is important. I believe this is what causes some confusion on if these features are in use in Dokkan. Dokkan's history and Safetynet. Safetynet was added in 4.12 in October of 2020. It's been active and running for months. Since then, Dokkan has not been doing anything with the data they received. No bans, no login blocks, nothing. How do we know they are and have been collecting Safetynet data since last October? Well, the answer is this requires some background info. The global version of Dokkan used to distribute data to the game with some missing steps. Sometimes this gives us a huge amount of information, like the recent global data leak. Other times we got strong hints of action. This ended with 4.17.6. One of the things Global Dokkan used to leak to us was how the server was storing data. It didn't usually tell us what the data was, except for that recent global leak, but it did give us a bit of a summary. So essentially, they were able to see where it was being housed, but they didn't have access to it until recently, that huge global data leak where we got to see almost everything. There exists a place called Dokkan Token Statuses. This place held the following data: your user ID, success count, failure count, last succeeded at date time, last failed at date time, device disabled. Device token is safety net. We know this because that's what the game calls the safety net. I can't even pronounce that word when you log in. While not 100% confirmed, the existence of the above very strongly points to Dokkan collecting data about past fails of safety net. So they're gathering information, essentially. The recent pop-up on JP, this is what probably everybody's looking at recently. This roughly translates to: the device you're using is not supported. Using an unsupported device, if you continue playing, it may not work properly or you may not be able to log into the game. Please link your account and transfer the data to a recommended model and recommended OS version. Please check the notice for more details. If you click on the Morph Info button, it takes you to an announcement that roughly translates to: thank you for using Dokkan Battle. When you enjoy this application, we do not support the operation other than the recommended model and recommended OS version. If you're using a device that falls under any of the following, you may not be able to log into the game. Devices that have been rooted, jailbroken, devices use external tools or malicious programs, time settings are out of sync. You cannot log into this application while using the corresponding device. Even in such case, it is possible to transfer the data to the device or the recommended model and recommended OS version by linking the accounts in advance. We appreciate your operation and cooperation. Understanding cooperation. Please note that we cannot answer any inquiries regarding routing, blah, blah, blah. What information does Dokkan have that lets it know it's on an unsupported device? So this is essentially how it works. Dokkan sends the following information to the game servers when you log in by tapping the title screen: the file name of the game. So if you guys ever set up emulators or ever downloaded mods and stuff like that, you're very familiar with the com.bandai, Bandai Go Games, whatever, .dbz Dokkan. The device token, the result of the safety net attestation. If safety net failed, it will send the error reason, the device manufacturer, the device model, the OS version, what platform you're on, your unique game ID. The theory that this pop-up shows up not because of safety net, but because of your device version can easily be disproven. Spoof the device model, and OS version to a device that doesn't get this error. I'll save everyone the time. I've done this on an unrooted device that doesn't pass safety net. I still get that pop-up somewhere between 1 and 5 logins. That test, combined with the fact that the pop-up is linked to the rooting and jailbreak announcement, leads me to be fairly confident in relating that pop-up to failed safety net logins. If you get this pop-up with a legitimate version of Dokkan, try downloading a safety net checker app from the Play Store. Will safety net slow down the game? It's only used during logins. Outside of logins, doesn't affect the game at all. So it's not like some of these other anti-hack systems that run alongside, like in Call of Duty. Actually, I don't even think they have a anti-cheat software, but there's FPS games that have anti-cheat software that sometimes will slow down the game. I've gone into more details, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so here's the summary. This is kind of the important part, really. Dokkan has had an active and enabled safety net for the past 10 months. Safety net does not block mods, bots, emulators, root, etc. Safetynet detects mods, bots, emulators, root, etc. Dokkan doesn't need an app update to block you from logging into Dokkan if you fail Safetynet. The pop-up that recently appeared is very likely caused by failed Safetynet attestation, and I can attest to this because I actually have received that pop-up when I've been using my emulator. Safetynet does not slow the game down except at the title screen. Can Dokkan selectively allow emulators but block mods, bots, root? Yes, though unlikely. Will data mining end if Safetynet starts preventing logins? No. Will the Dokkan Wiki end if Safetynet starts preventing logins? No. Will DBZ space end if Safetynet starts preventing logins? Maybe. Will emulators be blocked if Safetynet starts preventing logins? Probably. Will bots be blocked if Safetynet starts preventing logins? Very likely. Will YouTube showcases with 100% units stop if Safetynet starts preventing logins? No. Does Safetynet slow down the game? Not really, as we explained earlier. Can a device be modified to bypass Safetynet? Most likely. Can an emulator be modified to bypass Safetynet? Unlikely. If I modded in the past, will they ban me now? Probably not. Why has Dokkan taken so long to do something? They were gathering data and comparing it with profits before taking any action. So, what does this lead us? What's the conclusion here? They've been gathering data for months, and it's locked away somewhere on one of Bandai Namco's servers. They're starting to put out warnings about using emulators. And to me, what it seems to be is they are going to shut down any type of emulator use, any type of use of a game mode where you cannot purchase and you cannot use the store. I think that is going to be completely shut down. And I believe they're going to allow mods as long as you still have access to the App Store or the Play Store. If the version that you're using cannot access the App Store or Play Store, like I've had mods in the past that I've used for farming accounts and things of that nature, where you couldn't use you couldn't purchase Dragonstones. It was disabled. That's all going bye-bye. Any mods that do that, bye-bye. See ya. That is not what they want. They can care less if you're duping units, but if you can't buy Dragonstones, that's hurting their bottom line, and they are definitely going to shut that down. So, will a mass ban happen? I don't think so. I think just doing some simple things like getting rid of emulator access and unauthorized OS access and things like that, I think that's gonna go away. But in terms of people modding the game and stuff like that, they've had months to do something, and they haven't. So I don't think they are really concerned about people putting God mode on and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, this is still a card collecting game. The reason why people summon on these characters isn't necessarily because they're the best character in the game and et cetera, et cetera. It's because they're hyped for that character. You know, people are going to summon for Gogeta and Vegito and, you know, UI Goku and all these, you know, Super Saiyan Goku and all these hype characters, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. People are going to summon even if they weren't that great. You look at, you know, AGL Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, great sales when they came out, yet he had the worst active skill in the game, the worst condition for a transformation, right? So people go with the feelings, not necessarily their brain, like looking at the numbers and the data and the APT and all that stuff, right? So they are very focused on making money, and they're not too focused on getting rid of people that are modding. It's to them, it's not that big of a deal unless it shuts down the shop and it makes it illegitimate. Then they're going to go after your ass. So there you go, guys. You're safe for now. You can go ahead and mod away. I wouldn't do it on your main account, but if you have a backup account and you want to go crazy on, go for it. You might as well before they change their minds further down the road. One thing you shouldn't change your mind about is continuing to watch videos on this channel. What are you doing if you haven't subscribed yet? You can click that blue join button, become a boomer champion like Joe V, or you can do the free-to-play way, gently rub that sub button, gingerly ring that bell button, lovingly kiss the like button. As always, this is Periodic. See y'all in the next video.